If you've been around me for any length of time, let's say 5 minutes, talking about education, you start hearing my heart and sort of really what is my educational philosophy coming through, which is ultimately skills-based learning. I love this. I love skills-based learning. And you're probably asking, what is it? Like, maybe I've heard it before, Michayla. What is skills-based learning? Well, let's look at that. Hi, and welcome to Learning Life, and thank you so much for joining me today. Look, I am excited. I am bringing to you a series on something that I absolutely love, that I'm really quite passionate about, and that is skills-based learning. Yes, I love it. It's my heart. It's my dream and desire for every child for education. And I just want to bring my heart and my passion to you with this. And I also want to say thank you so much for liking and subscribing, all these new subscribers. Thank you. And for being part of this Learning Life community. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, share it with your friends. You might be asking, what is skills-based learning? I think I've heard about it before. Do I know what it is? Well, if we look at it, that's what it is. It is learning the skills that you need in order to be learning. Now, there is really sort of no big formula really on what skills-based learning is. I mean, if you look it up, you sort of start seeing, there's this and there's that, and people talk about it, skills-based learning, the skills that you need for learning. And I have sort of come up with my own little formula, as it were, of really what skills-based learning is and what we need to be presenting to our children from a young age so that they have the skills that they need. And so I present to you Michayla's formula on what skills-based learning is. It is 4 C's and 3 R's. 4 C's plus 3 R's. Let's look at them, shall we? The 4 C's are the 21st century skills that we talk about. They are communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. And then we have the 3 R's, what we used to talk about in the past, the reading, writing, arithmetic. And so when we add all of that together, we have a great formula for education. We really do. So let's break those down a little bit on what they are. So the 4 C's. Communication. This is speaking, listening, observing, and empathizing. Speaking and listening are really great skills to have. We actually use them, and we should be using them in our English curriculum. Observing, all of those things. These are great skills that will come across in many different subjects. It's not an isolated thing. Collaboration. This is teamwork. You know what? We do need to be able to work well with others, and not just in sport, but in the classroom, outside of the classroom, later on in the workplace. And we need to be adaptable. Adaptability is part of collaboration. How can we adapt to work best with other people? We can be teaching this from a young age. Critical thinking. I love critical thinking. Oh, yes, I do. It's problem solving, decision making, innovation. Oh, yeah. I love critical thinking. And I really believe that from the moment our children are really young, that we should be teaching critical thinking. Been doing that with my girls. We've been working on problem solving and decision making and all of that. And, we've had some disastrous results from trying to think for ourselves. But you know what? We're learning. And that's what I love. And so this is a great skill to have. Creativity. You know what? This is not just being good at art or painting or anything like that. No, creativity is a skill that we can actually learn. Yes, we do have those innate talents and those creative talents. I get that. But creativity is thinking outside the box and thinking differently. It's strategy and planning and the implementation of that. Thinking, how can this work best? Just because we've always done it this way, do we have to do it that way? That's creativity. So those are the 4 C's. What are the 3 R's? Reading. This is how to read. The actual mechanics of putting all those words together into sentences and all of that. And then from that, gaining fluency and comprehension, how to read for meaning. Those are all skills that we can be learning. Then there's writing. If we drop that W. Again, the mechanics of writing, how to form the letters and then the words and then all of that. But it is also ideas, the ideas of writing, formulating those ideas, putting them down, being able to present them. These are great skills to have, and we need them as we write stories and essays and all of those amazing things about what we have been learning. Arithmetic. Yes, math skills, we need them. Counting, adding, subtracting, computation, all of that. Maybe we don't need logarithms, but we do have math skills that we actually really need that are also going to come across into other subjects and are also going to be skills that help us through life. So when we put our 4 C's and our 3 R's together, this to me is skills-based learning. When we actually look at what do my children need to know in these areas, and then how do we level up from that? And then how do we level up and just keep building on that? Content comes, we're interested in something we're going to learn. Look, my head is full really of useless information. Not useless. No information really is useless, but just random facts that can just pop out now and then. That's my brain because I love to learn, but I was taught the skills on how to find good information and primary resources and all of those things and how to think for myself and to read, to understand, and to do all of that. And that's what I want to pass on to my girls, that as we go through their learning, that it's not about this is just the content and now you know it, good. We'll move on. No, I want them to have the skills so that they can then find the content and based on what they're interested in, really build up on that. And honestly, that is my heart for children worldwide, that this would be the type of education that we really can bring in. Focusing on the skills, allowing the content and the interest to support those skills and the skills to support the content. And what a merry little marriage that will be. So I'm excited because coming up, next week, I want to look at skills-based learning. How does it actually work? Let's look at the mechanics of it. And then after that, how do we implement it? Implement it in our homes or implement it in the classroom, being an influencer in our child's school and just seeing more skills-based education being brought in. How can we implement it? And then I want to take 4 weeks looking at 4 of the different skills and looking at some fun activities that you can be doing over the summer at home with them. This is going to be fun. Yes, I love it. I love skills-based learning and I'm passionate about it. And I'm excited to bring you this series. I hope you can see it and I hope that you'll be excited about it too. If you have any thoughts on any of this or any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to help you on this because truly, as you can see, this is my heart and my passion. And thank you so much for watching and stay tuned for the next lot of videos. And if you like these videos and do want to see more, like this really cool series on skills-based learning, then you can become a champion with us through Patreon. So you can check that out at patreon.com or at my website, LearningThis.Life.